So I just did something that I haven't done in the last 4 months. Over the last 3 days, I was in a store in person. Over the last 4 months, I've been locked down at home and doing everything by phone and by Zoom. Man, it was great to be back in the store. Even though I can't stay overnight, I can't fly, I can't travel, some of those things, I was able to drive to a couple stores and be able to connect with people in person. Powerful stuff, connection. We need it. We are hardwired as individuals for connection. And so don't ever take it for granted that you get so busy you don't make time to connect as a team. It's so important, and especially right now, and I've said this many times, but it's worth repeating how important it is that we connect. And especially when things are not going like we would like them to, it's important to connect in a variety of ways. And one of the ways is definitely with regular meetings. And when I say that, I mean as teams, bringing people together, even in a social distancing scenario. We can gather together, but it's important not just because there's information to exchange, but because we need to connect. And teams that try to run a no-huddle offense typically stumble and fall, drop the ball. It doesn't work too well. The second area that's really important, and this is the hardest thing for me to help teams understand, is the power of daily huddles. The power of daily huddles, and too often we think, I have nothing to communicate. Well, somebody else might have something to communicate. We don't always know when there's relevant information that needs to be communicated both ways. And so it's critical that we make time, because invariably teams talk about the challenge of communication. We just don't have enough communication. Communication is weak. Communication is failing in our store. And yet we don't make the time or provide the opportunity for communication. Leaders, it's not just about you. Your team needs to know that there is an opportunity for them to be able to communicate. And often they won't communicate with you or in your meetings if they're sporadic, because it's not always the right time and place for them. And they're not sure whether you're really serious about it because you're not doing it consistently. But when you do it consistently, it's almost like putting a holding place there, a parking spot there for their thoughts and the ideas that they want to communicate to the team. And so make sure you make time for your daily huddles so that the exchange of information can flow naturally. They don't need to be long meetings. They can be a minute or two. But make sure, again, you cover 3 critical things in your daily huddles. Number 1, you just want to keep them informed. Number 2, you want to ask them, what are the issues and obstacles that are keeping you from doing what you need to do, that is keeping you from doing your job, from providing the greatest customer experience. And number 3, how can I as a leader better support you today? Today, not in the next week, today. So remember that, leaders. If you're not meeting, you're not leading.